Coming up on WSAV First News at 4, Hurricane Ian barreling onto the Florida coast. We are on your side with what you need to know as the storm surges closer.
And we'll bring you team coverage on what city and counties are doing to prepare ahead of the storm.
And coming up in the complete Storm Team 3 forecast, we have the latest on the hurricane. Some of our counties are now under a hurricane watch. We're tracking it all for you. Everything you need to know is coming up in just a moment. News 3 at 4 starts now.
It's 4 o'clock on WSAV, on your side. Now, WSAV presents First News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Tina Shaw.
And I'm Edward Moody. Thank you for joining us. Right now at 4, Hurricane Ian making landfall on the west coast of Florida.
This strong Category 4 storm came ashore with winds just shy of Category 5 levels. Wind and rain pounded the western coast of Florida all this morning. So right now, you are taking a live look at the conditions in the Sunshine State. And we are here for you. We want to make sure you know that as Hurricane Ian moves closer to the coastal empire and low country. Our Storm Team 3 meteorologists are tracking the path, the impacts here at home as well. Let's get to Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Chris Allred now.
Now, WSAV News 3 on your side weather with Storm Team 3 Viper Radar, powered by the Dozier Law Firm.
Well, unfortunately, it is a worst-case scenario for parts of Florida this afternoon as Hurricane Ian made landfall just about an hour ago as a strong Category 4 storm. Even right now, it has sustained winds of 145 miles per hour as it makes its track to the north-northeast at about 9 miles per hour. So as we zoom in, here's the eye of the storm system, and the storm made landfall right here along this island, Cayo Costa, that happened at around 3 p.m. with winds of around 150 miles per hour. And now the storm system is just creating wind gusts stronger than 100 miles per hour right here along the coast as conditions continue to deteriorate over much of the coast here of Florida around Port Charlotte. This is south of Tampa, where we are seeing those conditions continue to get worse. Now, the storm system is already sending those rain bands outward up to around 175 miles. So as we track the storm system, we will start to feel the impacts of the storm system mainly Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. So let's talk about the track. Right now, as a Category 4, it's over land, and as it moves over Florida, it is going to weaken. Right as it moves over the land and you start to see it get downgraded to a Category 3, a 2, a 1, and eventually a tropical storm as it moves over central Florida. Then it's going to take a turn more toward the northeast, right along the coast, possibly re-emerging right out over the Atlantic Ocean, where it then could turn back around and make landfall again along the coast here of Georgia into South Carolina. If that happens, it would be on Friday. And because of that, we have been placed under a hurricane watch for our coastal counties. As we zoom in, look at this. All the counties that are highlighted in pink, that's where we have a hurricane watch in effect and a tropical storm warning. What that means is that we are expecting tropical storm conditions, but we could see hurricane force winds. We have a tropical storm warning in effect for Wayne and Long County, and now we have a tropical storm watch that's in effect from Bullock County all the way up into Hampton County in South Carolina. So breaking it down, what we could see from this storm system, we have a storm surge warning up and down the coast of Georgia and South Carolina, where we could see a storm surge of around 3 to 5 feet. The other thing that we could see from this storm system is very heavy rain. So we're looking at possibly up to 8 inches. There could be isolated amounts as great as 10 inches of rain. Wind gusts of around 40 to 50 miles per hour sustained. Gusts could be as strong as 70. Coastal flooding is a concern. We just talked about storm surge, and we could see some isolated brief tornadoes. So tracking the storm system, it's now making its way over parts of Florida. That happens tonight and tomorrow. By midnight, the rain showers are out over the Atlantic Ocean. It's not to us yet, but throughout the day on Thursday, the rain showers will slowly start to make their way into the coastal empire and low country. It will start off light, but as the day goes on, the rain will get heavier and heavier, and we will see the occasional rain bands move on shore throughout the day on Friday and into Saturday morning before the storm system finally lifts on out. As far as how much rain you could see, taking a look here, the heaviest rain is going to be along the coast, where we could see isolated amounts up to as great as 10 inches, mainly around 6 to 8. Farther inland, we're looking at around 4 to 6 just to the west of I-95, and even farther inland around Vidalia and Baxley, around 2 to 4 inches. There's a greater chance also to see some tropical storm force winds, especially right along the coast and some of our southern counties. And finally, let's talk about storm surge. It's just a devastating situation in parts of Florida where the storm surge up to predicted as high as 18 feet. Our storm surge is predicted to be around 3 to 5 feet. But you have to take into account our tide levels. And we have meteorologist Scott Roberts standing by to talk about that right now. Scott?
Hey Chris, yeah, our tides are going to be very important over the next several high tide cycles, and that's when we could see the most in the way of the threat from coastal flooding. Just want to look back to the last couple of storms where we had an extreme risk and a decent amount of coastal flooding. Matthew was our record at 12.6 feet at Fort Pulaski. Coming in number 2, 12.2 feet, was Hurricane Irma, which passed by. Right now, we're projecting 10.8 feet out of Hurricane Ian as it comes into our direction. We're still already dealing with those onshore winds, so tides are already elevated and the surface elevated. But when we factor in the high rainfall amounts, we could see this number inch up just a little bit. So definitely during those high tide periods, that's when we are going to have the greatest concern for us in our area. So also, not only are the tides going to be higher, but the boating forecast is not going to be anything favorable at all. So keep the boat on shore. Starting tomorrow already, wind gusts off the coast already approaching 60 knots for you. So it's going to be getting worse as Ian gets even closer to us. So here's the bottom line. The impacts are going to begin Thursday, lasting through Saturday. Heavy rain and flash flooding is likely, along with that coastal flooding expected during those high tide periods, and those winds sustained 40 to 50 miles per hour and wind gusts as high as 70. That's why we do have that hurricane watch in place for our area. For tonight, we are just going to have a few passing showers in our area, and that's about all we can expect for tonight. Things will surely start to deteriorate a bit as we head through tomorrow, as far as the winds picking up a little bit breezier as the day goes on. But it's really going to be into Friday and Saturday when those winds will be the strongest. On Sunday, conditions will improve, still breezy, but then next week we will be back into that more typical type of pattern for October. Chris?
Thank you so much, Scott. So right now what we need to do is to get ready as the storm system starts to approach the coastal empire and low country, and we'll have another update coming in just a couple of minutes away. All right, Tina, back to you.
Chris, thank you. Well, the local officials are teaming up to prepare for Ian's impact in Savannah and Chatham County, with both the city and county governments declaring local states of emergency this morning. Also this morning, the Chatham County Emergency Management Agency, or CEMA, moved into phase 2 of their storm readiness plan. OPCON 2, as it's called, means there's now specific staff in place monitoring storm conditions and getting new information to local agencies and the public. The local states of emergency gives local leaders broad powers that include issuing a curfew if needed.
That puts into place a variety of different things that are relevant to local government, such as emergency building licenses, price gouging, making sure that if there are any laws that are in conflict with what we are trying to do, the chairman can temporarily suspend those laws.
According to Mayor Van Johnson, starting tomorrow morning, the City of Savannah's 311 service will run 24 hours. You can access it by phone or through the 311 app.
Well, if you haven't already, now is the time to put together your hurricane supply kit. That kit should be filled with at least 7 days of supplies, including water, food, a first aid kit, flashlights and batteries, cash, and your medical records. If you have more questions, check out our handy hurricane guide. In it, you'll find everything from preparing your home to packing a kit and much more. Just head over to wsav.com/Hurricane Central to view it.
As the hostess city prepares for the potential impacts of Hurricane Ian, officials are reminding people experiencing homelessness to seek shelter. There are currently 3 shelters partnering with the Chatham-Savannah Authority for the Homeless to provide bed spaces to those in need. Salvation Army's accepting women and children, and Union Mission and Old Savannah Mission are also accepting men. Organizers say the goal is to make room for anyone who is seeking safety.
Historically, what our local shelters have done is have extra cots available, and based on the need, they just keep bringing in extra cots. They put cots in hallways, they put cots in gymnasium areas, they put cots in unconventional areas just to help individuals get out of the weather.
The Authority for the Homeless has had teams out all day and will continue sending people out late into the evening, passing out flyers with the shelter's information.
The Lowcountry is also in the crosshairs of Ian, and authorities, especially along the coast, are getting ready. News 3's Andrew Davis has the details from Coligny Beach.
That's right. Those yellow flags on the lifeguard stand behind me prove that there are dangerous conditions in the water right here at Coligny Beach. While Shore Beach Patrol is doing everything they can to keep folks safe, they say that first line of defense is the swimmers themselves. It's a great day to watch the waves and for some to brave the water, even just for a little while. Ian's approach has stirred up a lot of water on Coligny Beach and stirred up a lot of interest as well. The waves here just the beginning. Experts say the storm surge could bring the ocean almost all the way up to the dunes when the storm rolls in. The people keeping a close eye on it all, the lifeguards from Shore Beach Services. They have about 20 lifeguards on duty at any time during this off season, watching to make sure the tourists don't get in any trouble in the ocean waters that can bring danger with every stroke.
For the people that are used to being on Hilton Head, they're not used to rip currents at all. So I mean, the biggest thing with the rip current is for people that don't understand, it is a current that will pull you out into the water, and the general reaction to that is to panic and try to swim in. And that's when people drown, because you cannot fight a rip current. It's to swim parallel out of them.
Shore Beach Patrol says the best thing to do for anybody is stay out of the water if you're not confident in it. While they will be patrolling the beach and trying to protect as much as they can, their best bet, watch everything from home. Andrew Davis, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Thank you. Several school districts are closing their doors ahead of Ian. Glenn, Long, McIntosh, Wayne, Jasper, and Ware County schools will be closed tomorrow and Friday. We just learned the Savannah-Chatham County school system will be shifting to virtual learning both Thursday and Friday. You can find updates through the day at wsav.com/school closures.
Some closures are happening on Tybee Island as well. Fort Pulaski is closed until further notice. The Tybee Post Theater is also canceling shows through Saturday. Tybee Island Maritime Academy, the Tybee Lighthouse, the Marine Science Center are also closing tomorrow and Friday ahead of the storm.
Still ahead, travel panic ahead of Hurricane Ian.
We are on your side with what officials are advising and how you can prepare if you decide to leave. You're watching WSAV First News at 4. We'll be right back.
Now, back to WSAV First News at 4 with Edward Moody, Tina Tyashaw, and Chief Meteorologist Chris Allred. WSAV News 3, on your side.
As the threat of Hurricane Ian makes its way up the coast, some people are leaving town ahead of the storm to stay safe.
WSAV's Kyra Jones is joining us now live at Hilton Head International Airport. So Kyra, set the scene for us. What's it like at the airport right now, and what are officials saying about trying to get out of there?
Yes, Edward, that's right. The airport is looking pretty busy despite storms headed our way, and officials say they're open for business. Here at the airport, we're being told if you're looking to leave the coastal empire and low country, you need to book those flights now as seats are almost sold out. In the meantime, the airport is readying itself to make sure it can stay up and running for as long as possible.
We have storm preparation that we're doing now. You know, we have certain things that we do around the airfield and all over airport property to get ready for those sort of things. Checking drains, checking drainage ditches, you know, those sort of things. We have checklists for any type of a storm prep. So those things are being done. High winds, it's the same thing.
If you're planning to fly, airport officials say it's best to check in with your airline for any flight updates. Reporting in Savannah, Kyra Jones, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Kyra, thank you. We are on your side with a consumer alert now. The Better Business Bureau wants to make sure you don't fall victim to storm chasers. So the term refers to businesses that follow storms in hopes of a quick buck. The BBB says you should be wary of anyone who offers unsolicited assistance, such as repair work. To verify a contractor's license, you can visit our website, wsav.com/licensing.
Well, the United States is no stranger to hurricanes that can cost billions of dollars in damage. And according to NOAA, these storms are only becoming costlier. It's the part no one wants to deal with after the storm, all the damage. Would you believe the 4 out of the 5 costliest storms happened in the last 10 years? Well, let's take a look at the list. And keep in mind, this is adjusted for inflation, so we're talking in today's dollars. Hurricane Katrina takes the top spot with $186 billion. That was back in 2005. Only a Cat 3, but an astronomical price tag due to all that flooding. Number 2 goes to Hurricane Harvey, $148 billion. That was a Cat 4 and was part of a very expensive 2017. That same year, Hurricane Maria in our number 3 spot at $107 billion. That was also a Cat 4. Number 4, Hurricane Sandy in 2012. It flew up the East Coast and hit New Jersey, causing almost $82 billion in damages, but only as a Cat 1, proving that you don't need speed to create a ton of damage. And finally, Hurricane Ida at number 5. Just last year, a Cat 4 causing $78 billion in damage. It hit Louisiana and had a long lifespan with plenty of damage there. Now, Georgians and South Carolinians can't forget Matthew. That Cat 5 in 2016 caused about $16 billion in 2016 dollars.
Still to come, there's a lot of buzz around a new neighborhood in West Chatham County.
How one of the homes being built there will help save lives. You're watching WSAV First News at 4. It's a big day for a popular project in Savannah, the St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway.
The builder broke ground on next year's home today, and WSAV's Ben Singer tells us what we can expect.
So today, of course, was a very exciting day. Ground was broken on the St. Jude Dream Home for 2023. We are here in the Brookline neighborhood of West Chatham County. Of course, there wasn't a home in 2022, so we are so excited for this program to be back. We have a local builder who has signed on this year, Landmark 24 Homes. This is a rendering of what the home is going to look like. Eric Sanford is with Landmark, and he's joining us now. They're more excited than we are to get this program underway. We want to thank you so much for all that you're doing. So why don't you start by telling us why it was important for Landmark to get involved in this?
St. Jude and what they do for pediatric cancer is unbelievable. Their mission just replicates what we stand for as a company. They weren't here in 2022 due to COVID, obviously, so for them to come back into the Savannah market in 2023, it was a no-brainer. We were going to do this.
This is exciting. Why don't you tell them a little bit about the house that you're building here? I understand it's a popular floor plan for you all.
Very much. You know, we built over 30 different floor plans. Our Avery floor plan is a 2,300 square foot plan, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. One of our most popular as far as that. We have loaded it with decorative selections like quartz countertops, built-in electric fireplaces, built-in stainless steel appliances. That lucky winner come June of 2023 is going to have their dream home.
So this gathering, in addition to the groundbreaking, is also called Bricks and Sticks.
Yes.
It's where we sort of gather all the stakeholders, because it's not just your company involved, there's a lot of subcontractors as well. So tell us a little bit about the team.
Yeah, this has been just an effort from everybody. We have about 30 different trade partners here who build our homes already. Been in business with us for many, many years. St. Jude has about 4 or 5 national trade partners who take part in this. It was easy. We basically told them this is what we're going to do and this is what we would like you to do, and every one of our trade partners stepped up in donating time and material. This will be a 100% donated home.
Oh, that is such a good feeling. So why don't you give us a little info about the timeline of when this might be finished and when folks can come and check it out for themselves?
Absolutely. Today is obviously groundbreaking day in Sticks and Bricks, so we're going to start obviously doing that site work here in the next week, and then we're going to form up the foundations and start framing. So we build in about 6 months, so our goal is to have this home 99% complete by around March, April, so that we can start doing the weekend sneak and peek leading up to the June giveaway.
We cannot wait. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. So this is groundbreaking today. Of course, tickets won't go on sale till April, so you have some time to save your pennies. Of course, we'll keep you up to date with all of the developments on this home. In West Chatham County, Ben Singer, WSAV News 3 on your side.
All right, everyone, let's go outside now. This is a live look for you from our Savannah cam. So right now you're seeing the Talmadge Bridge. It's pretty windy out there. You can see the camera shaking. We do have some breaking news to tell you about that we just received from the Georgia Department of Transportation. The Talmadge Bridge will be closed tomorrow morning starting at 9 o'clock. This is in preparation for whatever Ian will bring our way. Officials are saying they anticipate gale force winds, so they want to make sure that we're all safe. Again, the Talmadge Bridge will be closed tomorrow morning starting at 9 o'clock. Edward?
And to add to that, Tina, they're also closing the Sidney Lanier Bridge on US 17 over the Brunswick River. That starts tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. as well. And they're saying that both of these bridges will be closed. The Talmadge Bridge will be closed until further notice because they need to inspect it after the storm goes through. Another bridge that's
yes, the
closing,
Houlihan
right?
Bridge
Yeah.
as well. Again, that's the Houlihan Bridge will be closed to maritime traffic. So this is all in preparation for Hurricane Ian. Right now, what we would like to do is get you updated on where Hurricane Ian is at this moment. We check in with Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Chris Allred.
All right, Tina and Edward, well, our skies are so gray today and the winds have been picking up, and that's all because of tropical moisture that's already moving in from Hurricane Ian. Now, you are taking a look at the very latest. This is live of what's happening with the storm system on our Viper radar. The eye of the storm system right here, it made landfall at around 3 o'clock, and that happened near Cayo Costa. So as the storm system makes its way to the north-northeast, it's moving more onshore over parts of southwest Florida. But this is a big storm system, so as we zoom out, we are seeing those tropical storm force winds, outer rain bands extend all the way outward up to about 175 miles. So it's mainly just between Jacksonville and Daytona Beach where we're starting to see some of those rain bands already moving on in. Nothing here in the coastal Empire and Low Country yet, but we are expecting to see our conditions start to deteriorate. And that's the reason why a hurricane watch has been issued for coastal counties. This is highlighted right here in the pink purple color. Also, a tropical storm warning is in effect. We have a tropical storm warning in effect for Wayne County and also Long, and we have a tropical storm watch that goes from Evans County up into Hampton in South Carolina. That's because as this storm system makes its way over Florida, it is going to weaken, but it is going to maintain that tropical storm strength, eventually making its way out into the Atlantic Ocean, where it could curve back around and make landfall along the coast of Georgia or South Carolina. If this happens, it's going to be on Friday. So we will start to see conditions deteriorate starting on Thursday, continuing on Friday, and possibly even lasting into part of Saturday. We could see more than 8 inches of rain along the coast, gusts up to 70 miles per hour, and there will be the possibility of coastal flooding and isolated tornadoes. And we'll have much more coming up in just a few minutes. All right, Edward, Tina, back to you.
Chris, thank you. We have more news ahead, including staying charged during power outages.
How Hurricane Ian is putting a new innovation to the test. Stay with us. WSAV First News at 4 continues after the break. Well, one of the givens when a hurricane comes ashore, especially one as powerful as Ian, is the loss of electricity. You're taking a live look now at the Sunshine Skyway Bridge in Tampa. You can see there that bridge is going to sway a little bit. It is closed to traffic as the storm moves over the state. Power company managers in Florida have teams to respond to what could be a devastating blow to the electrical system. Carrie Sanders has more on the first ever test of a new way to power your home if the storm knocks it out.
Mass evacuations as Hurricane Ian approaches can mean getting stuck in standstill traffic while still trying to escape the storm. And hitting the road with an electric car can come with added challenges. Florida alone has 200,000 EVs on the road, with that number expected to double by 2030. Some require recharging every 150 to 200 miles. The trip from Tampa to Miami would require at least one approximate 40-minute stop to charge. On that route, there are only a handful of so-called fast chargers for non-Teslas, like Anthony Grandy's car.
This car that I have would have a problem. The infrastructure is not quite up to where it needs to be.
Without more chargers, electric car drivers could find themselves stranded on the road.
There is a fear factor out there. That's the one thing that comes up when people ask about the vehicle itself is, don't you fear going, on a long trip?
There are plans to build a national network of charging stations in the infrastructure law signed last year. But they won't come as quickly as the hurricane. Still, electric also means new solutions on the horizon. It looks like any other truck, but with the storm bearing down, this all-electric Ford F-150 is facing its first real-world test at this home in Babcock Ranch, Florida. If Hurricane Ian knocks out power here, with the truck's power cable connected, all that's needed is one throw of a switch.
And now?
Now the house is powered off the truck.
That simple.
That simple.
As we watch, the power takes but seconds to engage.
You can power your house for 3 to 10 days. That's huge.
Did you say 10 days?
3 to 10 days, yes.
It's just the latest effort to make this community more resilient in the face of climate change. Babcock Ranch gets most of its power from a 700,000 panel solar farm.
I see the panels powering the house powering the car, and then eventually the car powering the house.
One town's vision for the future of sustainable energy. Meanwhile, another charging challenge, cell phones, essential to staying in touch during a storm. Keeping them charged can be life-saving. Some useful hurricane tips, an external battery or a laptop to charge a phone. Make sure it's topped off. Use the low power mode. Skip battery drains like phone calls, online games, and social media. Texting is your best way to stay in touch.
And just to be clear, while other areas in Florida are evacuating from Hurricane Ian, officials here at home have not issued that order. All right, leaders on Capitol Hill are keeping a close eye on Ian. President Biden is pledging federal assistance to those in need. Meanwhile, FEMA and the Pentagon say they are at the ready with supplies, personnel, and the National Guard to provide support. President Biden and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, along with Georgia Governor Brian Kemp and South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster, are communicating on how to best help those impacted by the hurricane. Well, as people brace for Hurricane Ian's impact, they are finding some humor in the midst of it all. Look at this. They're counting on Waffle House to measure how bad the storm really is. It's a tradition for a lot of people living near a Waffle House because the chain is known for staying open through it all, unless the weather gets really bad. As of right now, a lot of locations are open, but restaurant owners urge people to listen to local experts instead of their open sign. All right, here's a live look outside, checking out Tybee South Beach. We want to listen to our local experts for sure. Let's check in on your forecast with Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Chris Allred. Hey, Chris.
All right, Edward, it is just a devastating situation for parts of Southwest Florida this afternoon. We just got word that there are some people that are trapped in Naples that are up on top of their roofs, begging to be rescued. But emergency responders are not going out into the storm system and not going to respond until after it is cleared. As a Category 4 storm, it made landfall at around 3 o'clock this afternoon with maximum sustained winds of 150 miles per hour. As we zoom out on our Viper radar, the outer bands extend outward to about 170 75 miles. So already parts like Daytona Beach, even Jacksonville, starting to see some rain showers move in. We're not seeing any rain in our area yet. That is going to come later. But when we zoom in, right along the coast, our coastal counties are under a hurricane watch and a tropical storm warning. We are expecting tropical storm conditions, but we could see hurricane conditions. That's why that watch has been added. Also, some of our inland counties under a tropical storm warning or a tropical storm watch. With the latest forecast track, now that the storm system is over land, it will start to weaken. And we have the latest update coming in for the National Hurricane Center at 5 o'clock, so just a few minutes away. But it will weaken as it moves across the state, getting downgraded to a tropical storm. But then it can move back out over the Atlantic Ocean, where it could curve back around and make landfall on the coast of Georgia or South Carolina. It could be a strong tropical storm. There's always the chance that it could regain Category 1 strength. That's the reason why we're watching this storm system very closely, and here are the impacts of what we could see. Our time frame is going to be starting on Thursday, continuing on Friday, then the storm system starts to move out on Saturday. It's a long event. Many of us could see around 4 to 7 inches of rain, but isolated amounts greater than 8 inches. Tropical storm force winds, we're expecting gusts possibly up to 70, especially along the coast. We could see coastal flooding, especially during high tide cycles, and there is a threat of isolated tornadoes. Now we'll have much more, including I have meteorologist Scott Roberts standing by to help out as well. We're coming up in just a few minutes with more. Edward, back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. Still to come, sounding the alarm bells on the teacher shortage plaguing the nation. We're taking a closer look at the school districts across the country and their creative solutions to address the problems. Now to a big issue plaguing schools across the country. With the pandemic winding down, districts are grappling with another challenge, convincing teachers to stay in the industry. Stephanie Gosk gives us a closer look at the creative solutions to address the problem.
School bells are starting to sound like alarm bells in districts across the country. More than half of the public schools surveyed by the Department of Education said they were starting the school year understaffed. There is an urgent need for teachers.
Math and science, ESL, special education.
In Louisiana, they need 2,500 teachers across the state.
We need to be having conversations with our teachers every day and asking them, what are the factors that are prompting you to leave the profession?
Always a tough job, teaching was especially difficult during COVID.
Do you think the pandemic drove some good teachers out of the job?
Yes. The after effects of the pandemic, the having to do all the old and all the new without any kind of help. That's what's been driving people out of the profession now.
Some teachers chose early retirement, says a union leader in Massachusetts.
I've talked to several retirees who wouldn't have retired if it hadn't been such a challenge to work.
One district in New Jersey needs an influx of special education teachers.
It puts more pressure on the existing teachers that we have because they're seeing more students, there's more of a workload.
To retain those still on the job, some districts have gone down to a 4-day week, like in DeKalb, Texas.
It's buying me some of that family time back that used to be consumed with school tasks.
But that reduces time students spend in class, so filling teacher vacancies remains the focus.
We need to reconsider opportunities for people to enter into the teaching profession.
Arizona is hiring college students. In Florida, there is a call out to veterans. Among the problems, fewer college graduates are choosing teaching as a profession.
The best way to get new people into the profession is to respect the profession, because there's a lot of people who want to make a difference in the lives of children.
Now, WSAV News 3 on your side weather with Storm Team 3 Viper Radar, powered by the Dozier Law Firm.
Well, this afternoon, Hurricane Ian made landfall as a Category 4 storm. It happened just around 3 o'clock, and the storm system now is still making its way ashore over parts of southwest Florida as a worst-case scenario. This is a very powerful storm system, even now with sustained winds of 145 miles per hour. As we switch over to our Viper radar, here's the eye of the storm system. So there's Port Charlotte, there's Fort Myers, where we did see the eye wall. It is now producing wind gusts greater than 100 miles per hour in several areas at this moment. Now, this is a big storm system, and we are already seeing some rain bands hit parts of Daytona Beach up to Jacksonville, where the tropical storm force winds extend outward all the way up to 175 miles, and this could expand. That's what we're thinking is going to happen over the next couple of updates. Right now, it's a Category 4 storm. It is over land, and it is going to start to weaken during the next couple of updates as the land creates friction. So it will be downgraded to a Category 3, a 2, a 1, and then as a tropical storm over parts of central Florida. So that's going to happen tonight and tomorrow. Then the storm system will take a turn more toward the north, possibly moving back out over the Atlantic Ocean, where it could make landfall on the coast in Georgia or South Carolina. If this happens, this will happen on Friday as possibly a strong tropical storm. We already have hurricane watches and tropical storm warnings in effect for our area. As we zoom in, the hurricane watch is in effect for our coastal counties, so where you're highlighted in pink. This is from McIntosh County all the way up to Beaufort County, our area, and even farther inland, some of our counties under a tropical storm watch or a tropical storm warning. So let's talk about what we could see and what those watches and warnings mean. First of all, a storm surge warning. We could see a storm surge of around 3 to 5 feet. This is a long event, so coastal flooding could happen more than just one time. We also could see a lot of rainfall. There will be isolated spots that could pick up even more than 8 inches. Sustained winds of around 40 to 50 miles per hour, gusts as strong as 70. It's enough to definitely cause some scattered power outages, knock down some trees. Coastal flooding with the storm surge that could happen a few times with our high tide cycles on Thursday and Friday. And there will be the threat to see some brief tornadoes or water spouts. As we look at our Vipercast, this is the center of the storm system right here, making its way right over parts of Florida. And as it starts to move up the state. This is around midnight tonight. Look at how the rain showers are staying out over the Atlantic Ocean or off to the south. So we're looking to be on the dry side. But Thursday, that's when the rain showers will start to push in. It'll start off pretty light at first, and then later on Thursday and Friday, that's when the heavier rain will start to push on shore, and see how it really hugs the coastline. That's why we're thinking coastal areas are going to pick up the heaviest rain before the storm system starts to push inland, and then farther inland areas could pick up a few inches of rain. As far as how much rain you could see, we talked about how some of us could pick up more than 8 inches. Coastal areas, widespread totals of around 6 to 8. There could be a couple of spots that pick up more, closer to 10. Farther inland areas west of I-95, we're looking at rainfall totals of around 2 to 6 inches, which is still substantial. The chance of seeing tropical storm force winds has started to go up, mainly along the coast. We mentioned that we could see some gusts as strong as around 70 miles per hour. And then the storm surge. It's been a devastating situation for parts of Florida. There were some spots where the prediction was as high as 18 feet. For us, not that bad, but we do have a storm surge prediction of around 3 to 5 feet. You take into account how much rain we could fall and also our tide cycles, the tide height. And we have meteorologist Scott Roberts standing by to explain what could happen in this scenario. Scott?
Yeah, Chris, we're going to have to watch the tides very carefully over the next couple of days because we are going to be in the major flood category for Fort Pulaski, at least as far as what we are forecasting there, 10.8 feet. But if you look back at the two last noteworthy storms that came through, Matthew produced the record high tide at Fort Pulaski, 12.6 feet. Irma, a little bit less than that, but if we add in that extremely high rainfall that some of us could pick up, this level could end up being a little bit higher, and this forecast is actually what we are expecting for Saturday during high tide. So here are the next 4 high tide cycles. Thursday morning, 10.2 feet. The evening, same thing. Friday at noontime, that's when we were expecting that 10.8 feet for that tide, and then a little bit lower, but still nearing that major flood stage, if not a little bit higher, as we head into the next high tide. So saltwater inundation is going to be a problem. Highway 80 will likely be shutting down during those times with those water levels higher than the roadway. So definitely going to be cutting off Tybee at some time. So that's some concern for us. So definitely, if you're not evacuating, you know, get ready to hunker down during those times. As for the boaters, not a great day for the boats that all stay on shore because those wind gusts will already be around 60 knots for tomorrow. So here's the bottom line. Those impacts begin tomorrow. Heavy rain, flash flooding, coastal flooding is expected, and the sustained winds 40 to 50 miles per hour, wind gusts as high as 70 miles per hour. So that's enough to really cause some damage for some spots. Tonight, that breeze already picking up, gusting to about 30 miles per hour. Similar conditions expected for tomorrow, except we do add those higher rain chances, and the wind gusts chances will be picking up as well for us. Looking ahead to the next 7 days, it's just the next few days where we have to worry about Ian, and then as we go beyond Sunday into next week, we will settle back into a normal pattern. But Sunday, considerably better weather is expected, but it's still going to be rather breezy at times. Chris?
All right, thanks so much, Scott. And we do have another update coming in from the National Hurricane Center in less than 10 minutes, so we'll have the latest coming up live at 5. Edward, back to you.
All right, we'll check in with you then. Thank you, Chris and Scott. When we come back, a woman preparing to give birth gets the surprise of a lifetime. We'll show you the heartwarming reunion between the new mom and her Army husband.
And I'm Ben Singer in the WSAV newsroom. Here's what's ahead at 5 o'clock. We're heading back to the Emergency Operations Center in South Carolina. What state leaders there are doing today to prepare for Ian. Plus, we are going in depth with St. Jude, how the return of the Dream Home program will help save lives. Those stories and more starting at 5.
Taking a look at what's good tonight, a woman from Illinois was about to give birth to her first child while her husband was deployed overseas, but there was a big surprise in the works. Kara Raming had to be induced early because the baby's heart rate was dropping, but her husband, 17-year Army veteran Captain Harold Raming, was able to demobilize from his deployment faster than usual. Captain Raming says his wife didn't think he was going to be able to be home for another month.
The team there was able to expedite me, kind of given the situation was pending. I was able to get that process done in 2 days.
Well, baby Harold is doing well. Captain Raming has been given about 3 months of leave by the Army to care for his wife and new son before any further military obligations. Good for him. Some celebrities are paying 6 figures for paintings created by a 10-year-old. The artist is 5th grader Andres Valencia, whose parents are art collectors. Now, Valencia has been selling his artwork since he was 6. The ripe old age of 6. His prices went up as he got older and the pieces got bigger. Last summer, he sold all 35 of his paintings that were displayed at a gallery. Prices range from $50,000 to $125,000. Celebrities who own some of his art include Sofia Vergara, Channing Tatum, Diane Keaton, and Brooke Shields. All right, thank you for joining us on First News at 4. We're going to leave you now with a live image from Florida. Stay with us for continuing coverage of Hurricane Ian as it makes its way toward us. News 3 at 5 is next.